Douglas Cooling and Heating, serving the Birmingham area for 38 years. 988-3706. That's Douglas.
This is the Weather Xtreme video for Sunday, June the 19th, Father's Day. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Our Skycam imagery this morning, we'll start out in Tuscaloosa, where we have a bug on the camera lens, but we also have the sun rising with some leftover clouds from all those thunderstorms off to the northeast of us yesterday. And kind of an interesting cloud shot as we look out from Coleman, and we can see some clouds that look like probably mid-clouds, although some of those could be high clouds. It's a little hard to tell. And then we got a cloud deck, and that definitely looks to be low over Mount Cheaha and over the spine of the Appalachians there as we're looking off to the south-southeast. We're still dealing primarily with a surface high that is continuing to affect the southeastern U.S. and the Gulf, but with a lot of the action off to our north and northwest, and it looks like it's going to stay that way for a couple of days as we stay in pretty much under an upper ridge. And you can see the upper ridge there building northward over the Great Lakes, and of course just situated over the southeastern U.S. And of course the result of that is heat. And look at these temperatures at 5 a.m. this morning. Look at these temperatures. These are morning, well, pretty close to morning lows, and look at that, all that orange, that's all 80s. So lower 80s, but still 80s for this hour of the morning. Across central Alabama, we're dealing with just barely below the 80s, and that is we're in the upper 70s for the most part. Still remains a little bit cooler off to the northeast with help of elevation for the most part. Radar still shows, as we saw yesterday, it shows most of the showers and thunderstorms well off to the north across Kentucky and the mid-Mississippi River Valley. And with those showers and thunderstorms, we do have a tornado watch in effect covering parts of Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky. The QPF is looking very favorable for us. It looks like our best shot at rain should come on Thursday, and that's going to be welcome for just about every yard I know around here, and certainly mine. Storm Prediction Center outlooking slight risk, and you can see that stays to our north with a moderate risk primarily over a little sliver of northern Kansas, but primarily Nebraska. There's a moderate risk in day 2 that shifts over into primarily Iowa. Day 3, there's no moderate risk, but we see a slight risk all the way from the Chicago area down towards the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And day 4, we even see that on day 4. We see a risk from about Nashville up to Michigan and over toward the mid-Atlantic coast across Pennsylvania. So certainly an active weather week coming ahead, but not for us down here. And the speaking of inactivity, the tropics are quiet at this particular time. The morning 06Z GFS model run, and here we go. There's the upper air pattern for this afternoon about 1 o'clock, and you can see the ridge. We also have that trough off to the west, and that's going to be our saving grace here, if you will, as we see that it will bring some showers. But for today, looks like the showers stay away. Now, could we see a very isolated shower? Yes, we could, especially with temperatures getting into the upper 90s. By Monday, the ridge is still pretty strong, being kind of pumped up a little bit as that trough comes out of the western U.S. The trough a little slower. A little slower in terms of it's not just going to, zip on by, but certainly begins to get close enough to have some impact in the southeastern U.S., but we'll probably stay dry on Tuesday. Wednesday, it finally gets close enough as it's dragging a front our way that we'll probably see at least isolated to scattered showers across the Alabama area, especially, say, the western half of the state. But our big day comes on Thursday as the trough comes across the Mississippi River, and that should just open the way for us to see showers. Now, once again, this is not going to be an absolute sure bet, but I would call it more like likely for showers and thunderstorms on Thursday. Friday, the trough has inched by, or is inching by, I should say, at this point. And so it looks like the chances are fairly good for some additional showers on Friday. But that pretty much ends as we get back on Saturday to as the trough opens up a little bit and we remain under a weakness. It certainly looks like we'll be back into the scattered, perhaps isolated shower situation. And then that continues on into Sunday. And once again, the possibility of some scattered showers in the heat of the afternoon. Looking a little further afield out into voodoo country, the weakness stays with us. And that's a good sign because that keeps us getting the possibility of some rain. So we can all welcome that, even though we may be jealous of somebody else getting a little rain because, we all want it on our yard. And I love the look of this. July 1st, look at this trough over the eastern half of the country. That means we could be starting out July on a cool note. But remember, this is voodoo, so, that trough will probably be gone in the next model run. And then finally, at the very end of the period, July 4th, we stay under a bit of a weakness, and the result being that we can see scattered showers even on July 4th. Well, thanks for tuning into the Weather Xtreme video. I expect James Spann to be back with the next edition first thing tomorrow morning. But once again, I want to wish all those fathers out there a happy Father's Day. Hope that you have a wonderful day, and Godspeed.
Each day, there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.